Hi everybody, how's it going? Jackson here. Welcome back to Daily Endeavours for the 16th of September. It is Tuesday. So this set here, pretty easy, 15 seals. As always, timecodes will be in the description if you just want to skip ahead. I'm not going to go through this one because it's actually damage to players. These 4 options are really easy, no risk involved. Unlike this one where you've got to deal with players and they can kill you before you can do anything. Because these ones here, it's kind of hard to mess these ones up. So yeah, my advice is just stick clear of this one. So I would go Lawbook, Structure Furnishings, and Deconstructing. But yeah, like I said, killing beasts, there's so many beasts, so many of them are weak. It's just, yeah, really simple. So whichever ones you choose here, it's up to you. But yeah, I'd go these ones because you don't even have to go out and kill anything. Alright, so we'll start with the Lawbook. Very easy. Pretty much any bookshelf that you can find in the game counts for this. The quickest one to get to in the game, the base game option, as far as I'm aware, Vocal Guard, everybody's got this wayshine by default, so it's very easy for everybody to reach. Just enter this building to the northwest, and you go over here, turn left, there'll be a bookshelf here that you can read. That counts as a law book. Easy as. Okay, next up, Structure Furnishings. So you need 100 gold for this, but if you have a large house already, you'll probably have a structure furnishing in there already. You only need 1 for this to be really easy. So firstly, there is a bookshelf here as well, if you want to do the law book one here at the same time. Felin de Marie, this is where you get a house for free if you don't have one already. So you can find her, you could find her just where we were before in Oridon, but this also has the other thing you need, which is the structure furnishing itself. That's why I suggest go to Rosy Lion in Daggerfall instead. Same thing, there's a wayshrine here that you can travel to. So if you talk to her, she will give you a quest, and all you have to do to complete the quest is just talk to her. So complete that quest, you get some gold, and you get a house for free. The house depends on your alliance, but you'll get 1 of 3. So there'll be Rosy Lion, Ebony Flask In Room, and Mara's Kiss. So left clicking on these on the in the houses tab in maps will direct you to where they are located on the map. So that's an easy way to just find out straight away where your house is. The other thing you need is a structure furnishing. So if you come over here to the other side, this is why we're in Rosy Lion. Rosica here, she sells you a woodcutting block which counts as a structure furnishing. So if you need one of those, that's how you get it really quickly. You can go and try and find these on guild stores and stuff like that if you want, and you can check your own house. But if you need a easy, like guaranteed one, like a minute running over here to find this one, it's only 100 gold, and Rosica can sell you as many as you want. I'll just go through a quick method for getting some gold quickly, if you don't have any. I know it's only 100 gold, but I just want to cover all the bases here. So, White Gold Tower. This is a DLC dungeon, but don't worry, you don't need to fight anything. Just travel in here. Everybody's got access to this, just like they do the other wayshrines. Once you enter, just head through the first tunnel, ignore the quest here, turn right, go through this tunnel, and there'll be this door here. Just go through. In this room, you'll find some round tables. They'll have some coins on them. So just take the coins here. You'll get anywhere between 50 to 70 gold for this group of coins. There's more over there on this round table as well. So yeah, we've got about 60 gold there. Just leave through the door we came in from. You'll get taken back to the wayshrine. Just go travel back in here, and that room should have some more gold. Just rinse and repeat that strategy, and you'll be able to get reliable 100 gold pretty quick. Once you reach your house, in order to check if you've got any structure furnishings, you go to the housing menu, go browse at the bottom, and in the retrieve section, if you go down to structures, this is where you'll find any items that you have in your house that count as a structure furnishing. So as an example, I've got these rough blocks over here. So if you've got one in the house and you want to if you don't know where it is, you can use that to pick it up and just put it away. But yeah, I'm just going to use, because it's right here, I'm just going to show you. So normally, if you've just bought it, it'll be in your inventory, so you go to browse and it'll be in place instead. So structures, here it is, and we just place this on the floor. Now, if you place it and then you go at the bottom left, you'll see it says undo. If you hit that, it removes it, and then it places it back on the ground, and that'll count again as placing a structure furnishing. If you left click spam to pick it up and place it, it doesn't work. The item has to come from your inventory. That's why you want to undo redo. Because when you undo and redo, it puts it in your inventory and brings it back out. So it works in that regard, but not the other way. So yeah, and now anytime you want to do this again, just leave it in one of your houses somewhere. When you get this endeavor, just come into the house, pick it up, undo, pick it up, put it away, undo, redo, undo, and it's yeah, simple as that. Next up, deconstructing items at a woodworking table. Now the absolute quickest way to do this is just to go to a woodworking table. If you've got the materials, go to creation, craft either 8 bows or staves. They cost 3 cinder maple each, so it'll be 24 in total, and then 8 style materials. And just go to deconstruct and deconstruct those when you make them. But I like to use items borrowed, quote unquote, from the environment, because that way, why use your own resources when you can use other people's, right? So the best way I think to do this is to go to Imperial City. You have to be level 10 for this, so I'll show you like a below 10 method, but I assume most people are capable of doing this. So yeah, go to Imperial City. The reason for this is all the items that you can find in Imperial City are not stolen. You can just take them without any repercussions, which means if you go back to Overland, the guards won't pester you for a bounty. You know how it is. So each of the areas are different. There's 3 safe areas. You know, you've got Ebonheart's one, you've got Daggerfall's one, and then you've got Ordinary Dominion's one. They look a little bit different, but the idea is the same. You just look around for anything wood related. So shields are one, and bows and staves. So over here you can find some bows on the weapon rack here. I'll grab those, and then if you look over here, there's some staves. So you only need 8. We're already pretty close to being done. In this room is the woodworking station. So each of the safe zones also has the it's like the leather tanning icon. That's where you find all the crafting stations when you need them. But yeah, we'll just go into this room because in Ebonheart Pact, the rest of the woodworking items, I find this to be really good for it. There's some bows over here. There's also a weapon rack over here, which I think has a staff on it. Maybe not. Maybe sometimes it does. But yeah, in this room over here, you'll also find some bows and a couple of staves around the place as well. So yeah, once you find 8 items in total, then you can go and just deconstruct these. So you can see the woodworking station here. Just go here, include all those, and then 2 shields, deconstruct those, and yeah. So you'll get some materials for this. If you manage to get a low-level character and do this, maybe do that, because you can get some maple for that, and any character can use that maple, and in the future, if you get any of the craft with woodworking ones, you've then got some maple to craft some really cheap items for that endeavor too. Not that that endeavor's that difficult anyway, though, for most people, I'd say. So when you're ready, just leave, and you'll go back to wherever you came in from. Right, so for the outside of Imperial City option, in Vocal Guard, there are 3 rooms you want to look at. Bright Steel Armory, Crystal Vial, and the Fighters Guild. So these areas here have a bunch of woodworking items that you can deal. You just have to be a bit careful, unless you want a moderate bounty. There's a bow here, there's a bow there, there's 2 bows on this rack, and then there's usually 2 bows on this bench here. So that's 6 items. I believe that's all the woodworking items you can get in there. And then if you go over to the Crystal Vial over here, when you go upstairs, there'll be a weapon rack and it'll have a bunch of staves on it. So over here. So there'll be 3 staves here usually. So that'll be 9 items in total, but sometimes some of the items don't show up. So in that case, just you want to make sure you know where the other ones are, just as a contingency plan. So over here, there are a bunch of shields as well. So you can steal the shields, deconstruct those. There's also a shield here. If Milenith is here, the Writ Certifier, you can actually go stealth here, and she won't actually see you. It's yeah, apparently she doesn't actually exist. She's just like a figment for your imagination, which is there. Same with her, I believe. Yeah. She doesn't actually exist. It's like Reznov from Black Ops. The numbers, Mason. What do they mean? Alright, so for an option where you'll basically be able to get everything on the spot, Skywatch is another great option for looting a bunch of woodworking items. So this wayshine isn't given to you by default. You need to either come here on foot or on mount, or use Barbed Hook Private Room. This one here you'd have to buy with gold, but what you can do instead is go to Browse Homes. in home tours, just look up Barbed Hook, private room, it's right here. Travel to one of these that somebody else owns, or if you own it, you can use it too. Just the preview doesn't work, just because it takes you back to where you came in from before. Yeah, any of these here, I just lost them. What it'll do is it'll take you here when you leave. So then you can just go up here, get the sway shine, and then you've got easy access to this point on. Now the only thing is, if you try and take any of this stuff, there's almost no way to go to do this stealthily. So unless you have a specific skill, you need the morph of Shadow Cloak, Shadowy Disguise. Shadow Cloak itself doesn't let you do this. I don't know why, but Shadowy Disguise does. So what you want to do is use this, and you can actually steal everything here without anybody seeing, even if it's right in front of their noses. So just make sure you don't talk to this person by accident. That's the only issue. So we can just grab that. And then the woodworking station is over here. Just look for the Hermit's Hoard thing there, and then woodworking station here. Now, if you also want to do beasts, it is possible here. I'll show you the location for the beast. They, regardless if you've done the quest here or not, the beast will still be here. They'll just either they'll be hostile or they won't be if you've already done the quest. So over to the west, you've got the Shadow Grove over here. So this has bears and wolves, and it's really good as an option. Deer, I believe, don't work. They're not actually an enemy. Yeah, you got beasts all over the shop here. You'll become one sooner or later. The other places, though, because you know there's so many places for beasts, right? It's a very easy one to find the stuff for. As an example, just going through like Bleakrock Isle, there's just wolves and bears all over the place. Scattered in small groups, but you only need 5. That being said, my preferred option for doing beasts, anytime this one comes up, Wayreth's one is your place. The reason for this is with Wayreth 1, there is 5 skeevers like basically as soon as you walk in. Okay, get inside, turn left, and then there'll be a bunch of them right here. Kill this group of skeevers, and that's literally it. Takes a couple of seconds. The reason I like this place is instance places are great because they're, and like other players can't impact how things go in here. When you're on your own, you just come in here and everything's ready to go. You're not waiting for shit to respawn and all that. There's some other really good places. So, as an example, Stonefalls. You start with this way shine. So Crow's Wood. As soon as you walk over the bridge, as soon as you enter the public dungeon, there'll be a bunch of wolves in an area around some like old ruins that you can kill. There's quite a few of them there. As I said though, this is in a public area, so if other players come through and kill all the wolves, you'll have to wait for them to respawn. In Stros Mackay and Betneek as well, you've got lots of wolves. In this ruin here, you've got around the Carved Hills, there's wolves near here too. So yeah, basically every zone has their form of beasts of some kind. It's just you just got to know where to find them. Yeah, personally, I don't think you need anything else other than just Wayreth's one over here. So you can travel to this if you own it, like if you've discovered it already, you can just travel via Wayshine. But if you haven't got it yet, just use home tours and use Gardener House here to travel to Wayreth, and then just travel over here. Let's travel over here, and you got this one, and then you can travel to it via Wayshine whenever. And that's it. This is a pretty straightforward daily set today. So yeah, any questions, just give me a holler. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for your support as always. Take care for now. I will see you next time.